Hello there, my friends, and welcome to my channel. It's Kate in a Nest, and I hope you are well. I hope you are also enjoying whatever you are making at the moment. I'm here for my first stitch of the day, which is something that brings me joy. And the celebration is it's the day after the open studio at Green Door, and I've actually, out of my bowerbird nest here, I've taken my greens out, and there's a little bit of a stray because I felt I wanted to do some uh, pink. It's funny how wonderful people are in helping you understand yourself. We had Karen from Railway Cottage Studios there with her mum at the open yesterday, all the way from Bundaberg, and it was so wonderful to see Karen's work in person, just beyond divine. And she had her panel of Her Home Is Where the Heart Is quilt, and yeah, just breathtaking work. But one of the things was Karen came over and we were talking, and she looked at my pile of work and said, so Kate, I think we could probably say your favourite colour is pink. And then the beautiful Sandra Sydney girl, who was also down, and that made our days, Sandra, to see you, and we're looking forward to seeing Carol as well next time. And just Sandra goes, and maybe some orange. And then another person said, oh, well, and yellow. And as that story went on, I thought I probably love, yeah, I love what I'm working on at the time. But yeah, today I felt like working in these colours again. So here we go. Looking at those things brings me joy. And what I want to do is do my final share for the moment on this piece, which was inspired by the gift of bronze twins, bronze trims to me. I do have twins, so maybe that was what I was channeling. I've done a lot more embroidery or thread painting on the back of this pouch. The front also, oh, something's flopping around. Oh, I know why. Is also taking shape. And if you've watched the previous episodes on this, you know it's just been layer by layer and adding my favorite things, as I call them. And yeah, she's really feeling heavy, nice in the hand, but I have a few things I wanted to do to her, so I thought I will share them. So I've actually added this fabric flower and this one, and this was from the scraps of fabric that I did use on my one flower at a time quilt as well. And at that stage, I was using it as background, but now I've actually been harvesting. So look with new eyes at all your fabric. If you haven't got embroideries, and please note that this one doesn't have many embroideries on it at all, because we have to work our way through sustainability and still celebrate all our fabrics and textiles. But as our vintage our access to vintage might be a little bit harder. It's about heroing them and then building gardens around them. Okay, so here's this flower. I was stitching quite in the dark last night, outlined it, but I have a feeling that I'd like to add some beads. And I've got these gold ones, and I'm feeling brave enough. I've just got just some sewing machine thread here that I got from the op shop, and I'm just going to start stabbing. Now, I haven't beaded many times on camera, but I have a needle that I've been able to thread, and they're big beads, and the bead is going through the fabric, so that's good news. That's the first hurdle done. So I thought we could just have a chat as I put a little bit of embellishment, that's what I feel like doing today, into the center of this flower. Yeah, so it's been a busy, well, yesterday was a wonderful busy day because open studio, and then I met a dear friend for lunch, and then I'm not sure I've told you about this. I bought I had a spur of the moment purchase enabled by my dear friends when we were down the coast on our stitchcation or sewcation recently. And I don't know whether I've told you this, but forgive me if I'm repeating myself. I bought a sofa for my studio. I fell in love with the fabric, and I thought that's very Kate in the Nest, and I've wanted a really comfy chair because I haven't had any other seating in here other than this at my desk. And I want to be spending more and more time in here rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got 5 big ones, and now let's go to some smaller, more metallic ones. Oh, first one that won't go over. We'll see. Second one won't go over. Eek. I did test these ones out before too. That one went over. That's the sign. Anyway, where was I up to? So, fell in love with this sofa, giddy with excitement at the fabric. It's got cushions with fringes, the most comfortable sofa I've ever sat on. So I just purchased it, and then the practicalities hit afterwards. Like, how do you get it home? Did you even measure it? No, none of those practical things. But anyway, long story short, it got delivered yesterday afternoon after the studio, and I thought, isn't this a perfect day that I am coming home to my nest and can celebrate with my Kate in the Nest sofa. Well, the lovely man and I got it off the back of the truck, into the house, down all the corridors, and of course, as you know, if you know me, my studio is in my one of my son's previous bedroom. So it's right down the back. He, being a teenage boy, chose the one that was furthest away. So it's wonderful, and I have a great view, but guess what? Can you imagine what sort of things happen to Kate when she doesn't plan? We got it all the way down, and on the final turn into the studio, it got stuck. And it turns out, probably just by 6 inches, the mover man said, there was no way it was fitting in. We looked at the window, which is just a normal domestic window. It wouldn't fit in there either. So I would first of all thought, shall I cry? And then I thought, nope, we're just being open. You didn't plan it. These things happen. Plan B. So now we backtracked and with the sofa, and she's now in pride of place in my main front room, formerly known as the lounge room. But my husband and I jokingly said, oh, well, now Kate in the Nest is spreading to the whole house. This can become my showroom. And maybe it's the perfect place to put some of my mini pieces and my vintage bags and all sorts of things beside her. So anyway, that is what I've been working on today. So I've been moving furniture. Oh, tipping over the beads. Moving furniture, and generally you know, where you start one place and then you go, oh, well, then I could change that, etc. So it's been wonderful fun. I can feel that I have sore shoulders already from moving yesterday, but it's all coming together. And I'm so blessed to have a husband who just supports and doesn't mind and just trusts. Of course, I don't know whether I would be as trusting as that. Okay, so I hope you could see all of that. Maybe you couldn't, so where am I? There we are, beads in the center of the flower. I did put that little crochet flower on, and I could bead again there. I've still got some. Why don't I do... That just came to me. I wasn't going to do that. But see how I just love the lifting ability of the beads and all these textures. Like looking from here, that's an applique, we've got crochet, we've got brocade, I've got thread painting, I've got doily, cross stitch embroidery, the back of a trim, lovely, what do I call that? It's a bit of vintage French material, and I've embroidered over the top. We've got these op shop beads, and of course we've got bronze trims. So I'm trying for portability, because I took this out yesterday. I found this little container at Spotlight on sale, and it's actually, I just, instead of, you know, having all my colors together, I just sort of put a selection of pink and gold in. I don't know how best to see you. These are funny beads, but they make me smile because they're pink in the center and clear on the outside. And because this pouch will be with me on the plane going to India, the home of beads, well, not the home of beads, but I imagine I'll see lots. I just think it's appropriate that we might get a before and after glimpse of how I use beads now and what may happen. But do not worry, I am an eclectic and I'll keep all the bits that I already do. All right, now I have to come up one more time. Let's go right in the center. Make room for her. There we are, pull really tight. And we're in. Finish those off. Okay, so sort of like that, that's three beads, so a set. I've got 4 bobbles there, which would have been better if it was 5, but that's okay. All right, where to next? I wanted to talk to you about the inside of the pouch, because what I'm learning about, and this is why I love experimenting with different fabrics, we discovered that this brocade frays easily and it's uneven here, so I have found this scrap off my big other sofa. Oh, I didn't even think about that. And I thought, I'm going to canter that on. Now again, I had a needle with some leftover thread. This is the life of Kate. That's the lid of my gouaches. Okay. It's shocking if I couldn't find. Well, I've got a needle in here, so I'll grab that. And what colour? Maybe, is this telling me? I think this is a fleur wool. I think so. Let's just lucky dip. In there, not. So this is the part where I wish I could just stop talking and you could just go, Kate, did you know that I'm working on such and such? Which is why it was lovely, you know, to pick up stories when we were at the studio yesterday. And always a mix of regulars and newbies and people that experience the same magic that many of us do. And so I want to do another shout out to the beautiful Caroline, Caroline was beside me, and she was rushing off to an appointment afterwards, but was just looking incredibly beautiful. She changes all her own clothes. She'd had her boots dyed to this incredible green, like just a fashionista, made with her own hands. I admired her necklace and she said, oh yeah, I made this years ago. So just amazingly creative. And then on the other side, I had Karen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, who was with us for the second time. And it was so lovely to see Karen again and, you know, to hear that she'd, you know, enjoyed her first time and it felt welcome. And yeah, it was just a return visit and it felt like she was back with us in our home. So Karen, shout out to you again, just to say how much it means to us all to have someone like you join the community. And it happens all over the world, I know, but then to have, yeah, as I said, Karen and her mum visiting. We had a lovely new lady from Sydney who'd only been in the area for 2.5 weeks and, you know, just walked in and thought, this is going to be a happy place. So, and I know many, I've said it over and over, and I realise that we don't all have that. And I certainly haven't had it in my life, so that's probably why I'm a bit, I can't stop talking about it. But we have it here, and that's why I miss you now saying to me, Kate, that's why I love waking up to comments. And even though I don't write back, finding that very hard to squeeze in. Please keep writing. You know I read them. I adore reading them. They truly make my heart sing. So thank you. All right, so what I've done here is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I'm on my 5th row of cantha, and I haven't cared where I've gone over the print. I haven't been worried about the leaf, but now I'm going to do shorter and shorter rows. That's 6. And 7. And so the intention would be, I'm just finishing that off with going upwards. I'm going to join it onto there. And let's do some messy overstitching. Yeah, the intention will be that I'll come back and I might do a bit of thread painting, but probably not in the green, and different direction cantha. But for the moment, now I've got it down that way, I'm just going to stitch till the thread runs out, as we say. There we go. All right, I think, oh, I knew I was feeling something there. So, okay, that's fine. We'll put that up there. Is this your favourite stage when you're working on something? Just the embellishing layer upon layer. Because I love it. It's like putting my jewellery on. Okay, now, I've remembered I had a thought. I have this piece of trim just pinned there over the Liberty because I want to do another weave like this. But I realise I have this weave and I have this weave, and at the time I was thinking 3, but now I'm thinking just recently of this moment, no, not sure. But while I started to talk about this, I found, I don't know whether I've shown you this is a cushion I got at the op shop quite recently, and it had a zipper on it. So I've just pulled that off, and I'm just going to stand up. There's part of me that's really thick and yummy and cotton, not nylon. So there's part of me thinking that rather than do that there, then I do a complementary fringe. And as I've just said that, I'm going to commit to it. So it does have this overstitched bit here that I don't want. It's going to be easy to tear. Oh, all my muscles are worn out. Oh. Now I'm looking at it in the light, it's a lovely deep olivey green. I don't have to be too neat because it's going to be, you're not going to see that. All right, and we don't want that whole length, but I do want to, I need to have it hanging this way. I can either, what's the pattern? Oh, I see. That one's joined to there, then 1, 2, 3. Join, 1, 2, 3. This one has only got 2 on it. I think that's okay because you'll see the Liberty underneath it. So decision made. We'll come across about 1/3. So in there, I'll cut. that. And then, see, I've been thinking I could put that over and make it a binding on top, but then the fringy hangs down the wrong way. So change of plan, we'll do more overstitching like that at the top. And this is, you know, something that I'm learning. It doesn't really matter, you know, what goes on underneath, because that first stage is sort of always a bit blocky. Now we're going to have to do something with that as well, but first things first, let's use this very bright fluoro wool that I've been using down here. Could this be the second needle I've lost in the day? Did I put it somewhere safe, my friends? Ah, Katie, Katie, Katie. Did I put it in there? No, that's just a very long pin. Oh, there's a little baby bird down there. That's why I can never have enough pins with needles with me. And I've still got spares in there. Let's take one of those. Oh. Why am I doing that? Because these ones are quite long and I might have to battle to thread them, and you don't need that at this time of the day. And I put the really bright part of the variegation at the bottom because I want to get straight onto that hot pink, because it will contrast with that as well. And here we go. So really it doesn't matter where I come up, and we're just going to catch the top. These are coming out quite wide because I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. My mind was straying. I mean, even if these colours aren't your colours, and I know we all have different favourite palettes, but these techniques and the collaging and the stitching and the layers, I think are so versatile for us all to use and create. If you were a beautiful blanket stitcher, that would also look just beautiful on the top there. That's sort of come out. Okay, let's see what it's looking like on this side. Yeah, just a little pop of hot pink. So because I'm okay with that. Let's use up this wool around this very raggy end. That's the learning for me, that trims, if I don't want them to fray, I can fold them over and hem them, or to allow space enough, or to bind them, all sorts of things. I was just thinking about pink and orange, and it just jumped into my mind that I use these on our wedding stationery, and then my mind went to, oh, that was a long time ago. How long ago was it? And 25 years. It's our 25th wedding anniversary this year in December. And then I went, how amazing. I haven't thought of this, but we're going to a wedding in India in our 25th year. And that's why I'm making this bag. So please ignore that if that was too much information, but I'm just sharing the crazy thoughts that come into me. All right. With that note, I'm blushing here, but that's Kate and Annette's mind just zipping on. So at this point, let me tell you what else I would do. I want to look at that area, which is still a little bit bright and white. I like those crochet little bits standing up. I could paint. It's not a good place to put the needle. I happen to have my gouaches set up beside me now, which makes this all sort of easier. I'm putting this sort of that colour. And I love that, see, these just dry out. You don't have to put lids on, because that's what's problematic for me. Just wondering if we can make the centre of these petals stand out a little bit more. And then I will take it into the centre. Oh, you can see from a distance how much contrast that has now added. Is it too much? It could be. So I'm going to go over the top of that with some orange. And just sort of, yeah, and see, that's just toned her down and mixes like a tie-dye. I think I might actually do some weave over there, so like this, but with wool. Down here I've got a little bit more embroidery to do. I was going to do that with you today, but I've lost the needle that I'd already threaded. And on here, I might put beads around there, and it just is too plain for me at the moment. I mean, I wonder if I could make a circle or something out of that, or whether one of the trims has a circle, so we still keep the beautiful vintage yo-yo. creative process. Still always things to do, but I'm so excited about what I've done. Now I feel I need to do this, so it's never ending. Okay, I better let you go to do whatever you need to do, and I'll go and move some more furniture around. So this is Kate in Ines. Thank you so much for being with me, my friends. I really enjoy it. Okay, see you next time. Bye.